Testing, mic check 1, 2. Ooh, yeah, that feels good. That feels great.
I might start the podcast with that.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Steve Foreman and Mum-z coming in on the podcast of love. All you ladies out there, get ready for Steve when he makes his way into the club. He's only there for one thing, ladies. He's there to talk your panties off and to make you feel all right. Steve Foreman.
That's the new trailer, everybody. Okay. That's the new ident. Welcome to the Big English Stand-Up Show, mother chuckers. My name is Steve Foreman, and I'm here with Mum-z once again.
What up? How you guys doing?
Right now, so everybody, if you're listening to this from the future, listen, we are broadcasting from late capitalism. Mm-hmm. It's not going very well, to tell you the truth. I'm all right, right? But I'm not too sure about many of my other sort of fellow Earth dwellers and Homo sapiens and other members of the animal world. In fact, you know, the planet. If you look at the planet now, it is still blue, though. It is still the color blue. The way that David Bowie sang about it. I don't know how it is from when you are. And to be honest with you, I don't know why he spent so much time with us, really, anymore. So, so all I'd like to say to anybody listening in the future about what we're up to right now is, sorry. Hey, I just want to say a shout out. They're loving us in Belarus. What's up, everybody? And also Ukraine. Lots and lots of people in Ukraine. Hi, guys. I hope you're well. I hope you're doing really good. Thanks for listening. Really appreciate the support and all the messages we've been getting over on YouTube. It's really nice, man, because you know how hard we work on this, and it's good to be getting some love back. So today is the 1st of April, and I've like half a life lived, and I'm kind of tired of it being April Fool's Day. I'm not really sure what that means, but it is apparently International Atheists Day. All right, It's International Atheists Day, and I'd like to talk a little bit about that, actually, if I may, because so I went on Wikipedia. And I just put in, you know, like well-known atheists. Mm-hmm. And this is the list I got. Mikhail Bakunin. Start with a Russian dude, why not? Friend of Marx's, maybe? I don't know. Jean Baudelaire, of course. Albert Camus. Richard Dawkins. Daniel Dennett. Ludwig Feuerbach. Christopher Hitchens. One of my all-time heroes. God rest his soul. Oh, wait. We're atheists, aren't we? We can't say that, can we? God rest his... What are you supposed to say? Anyway, big shout out to Christopher Hitchens in the ether, wherever you are. And we've got Baron de Holbach and Bertrand Russell. But then, when you type in atheist philosophers, right, that's when the real hard hitters come in, right? And you've got... I want to say hello to Simone de Beauvoir, Alain de Botton, big fan of his, Umberto Eco, who had the temerity to criticize the European Inquisitions. The nerve of the guy. The nerve that burning women alive because you thought they might be witches was a bit on the strong side.
It's horrible.
And then we got some big boys here. We got the Marquis de Sade, of course, Jean-Paul Sartre and Friedrich Nietzsche. All right, big up all the atheists. Speaking of which, after Cheba and me did that interview, a couple of the pious actually got in touch with me.
Really?
Yeah. Like one of the very first reactions to our big interview a few weeks ago was this guy. He was just talking to his followers in the camera going like, I've just come across this fantastic podcast. It's a really good way to learn English, and there's no swearing on it. And then when I flicked through more of his pictures and found out more about him, he's a pastor. Mm-hmm. How do you say that? Pastor.
Pastor. Yeah.
He's a pastor. He's a big man of God. Mm-hmm. I just find that so interesting. Just because nobody swears on my podcast, that automatically means it's, his flock should be listening to it. And then a nun, a sister, her name is Sister something, got in touch with me. It's just started. Well, I don't think flirting with me is quite the right word, but she was just like, "Hey, Steve, like, what are you up to?" Because nuns don't flirt, do they? Do they?
Yeah, they can. It's not like there's no law against them flirting.
No.
Nope. It's like if you're in a relationship and you look at another person, you can look at the menu, but you got to eat at home. Do you know what I mean? They just can't eat.
Right.
They're just on a permanent fast.
Right. So how are you? Do you want to tell us about, this is one of the two things you should never talk about, young people, by the way, is politics and religion if you want to get on with everybody. But this is my podcast. I do what I want. Yeah? So where are you with all that faith type stuff? Like where are you at with it? What were you? They've all got names, haven't they?
So we were Presbyterian. We were actually charismatic, so lots of like praise and worship. Loved the church that I went to. I mean, a lot of my childhood memories are there. We were there like 2 times on a Sunday every single week. That's a good
place to learn to sing, isn't it?
Yeah. I wasn't in the church choir. I was in the school choir. I didn't want to sing the church choir because it was more nerve-wracking because they had a bigger audience. I mean, the church that we went to was like 10,000 strong. I mean, it was massive. Yeah, Rhema Church is like...
Can't be 10,000.
Rhema
Church.
Church.
That's an arena.
Look up Ray McCauley and just see how big his churches are. It's insane. It's like I don't know if you've ever seen these New Age churches
yeah.
There's another one that I can't remember the name of the Australian guy, but these things are massive now. They're massive. Yeah. And then you go to like Nigeria. Oh, dude, you'll see 50,000 people in stadiums for church. It's crazy. So
50,000.
I mean, yeah. These are literally like in stadiums. You know, stadiums. That's how packed these places get.
A church of 50,000. Jesus, that's bigger. That's twice the size of the Crystal Palace Stadium.
I mean, to put it into context, the biggest audience I've ever performed for was a festival called Rockin' the Daisies, and there was 25,000 people. 25,000 people, and I could see it was just literally like people that way and that way. 50,000 in Nigeria. I think it's just because it's a very Nigeria is a very like religious country, you know, most of North Africa. So I question
50,000. That's what's going on in Africa, people. If you were wondering, in Nigeria. Hello, everybody in Nigeria. How are you doing today?
Oh, that's a bad Nigerian. You know, when you speak a Nigerian accent, you need to speak like it's pidgin. It's pidgin. You need to speak the right Nigerian accent.
One of the interesting things about getting that little kind of injection of fame that we got about a month ago, you'll know this, it's been quite interesting who's got in touch immediately, like people from your distant past. And it's extraordinary, like
woodworks,
a couple of the biggest I've ever met.
Yeah.
Female,
yeah.
Very beautiful. Texted me and like, I saw you on that thing. How do you remember me? And I just remember thinking, yeah, I remember you.
Yeah.
Are you still a? I'll bet you are, aren't you? Well, you've just proved it. One of them wrote to me twice.
Really?
One of them wrote to me on one platform and on the other platform. That's the one that you ignore. But I just remember I remember walking along the street, like going over in my head, like why this person is being such a.
You should reply to them.
And back they are.
You should reply to them.
I'll show you one of the messages. You'll enjoy this.
I definitely think you should reply to them.
But yeah, that's an interesting thing. And, you know, I've really learned a lot, as I always try to. I've definitely... So that's from her.
She replies with a smiley face. you know how true?
I called her a C word and she replied with a smiley face. I think I figured out why I'm really impatient with this new generation of ours that we have. I keep getting the ad coming on my YouTube.
Yeah.
And it goes, the first thing it says, have you had this one? The first thing it says is like, writing's not that easy. Right? And I remember the first time I heard it, and then it's like, Grammarly will help you. Grammarly will help you with your writing this sentence. This sentence is grammatically correct, but it's wordy. You know, and and then when she just threw out, writing's not that easy. I remember like turning to my laptop. It was over there on the other side of the room and thinking, what? What do you mean writing's not that easy?
When you
did you go to school? I had to do it. Everyone had to.
Yeah.
You know, and so now all those left brain wankers who deal with the ins and outs of life and the numbers and the banking and things like that, they now have an app. It's quite hard to formulate what I'm trying to say here, but I think you probably get what I'm saying. What do you mean writing's not that easy? Why don't you listen in school? And listen, I was no straight A student. I was no straight A student, but writing and English was one of the very few subjects that I could do, and I did fine. Yeah. And now as an adult, for all those people who weren't very good at it, somebody that writing's not that easy. Yeah. Well, what about those of us who aren't very good at physics? Yeah. They're very good. Where's my app as an adult to help me figure out, you know, all this stuff that I'm doing on my investing thing? And where's that then? Where's the help for those of us that could write? Yeah. Huh? Mm-hmm. You're still racialist against left-handed people with your scissors. All scissors are for right-handed people. I didn't even know that until I was 26.
Are you right-handed?
I didn't know that all scissors are for right-handed people until I was 26. I went all the way through my school career. When it was time to cut something, it just cacked out and there was bits coming off. I thought I was some kind of cack-a-muffin. Yeah. I thought that I was some kind of physically retarded mongoloid.
Yeah.
And now writing's not that easy? Really? Really? That's where we are. That's where we are, is it? You scumbags. Yeah. I'd put you all up against the wall and just have you all shot like the Russian Romanov royal family, you scum suckers.
It's a good thing I'm ambidextrous, so you wouldn't shoot me.
Okay, I think I better go and have a lie down. Is that sofa? There's a sofa out there, isn't there? I renewed my gym membership yesterday. Mm-hmm. I went into the office and the guy looks at my stuff on the computer and he looks at me and he says, "You've visited our gym 117 times. Wow, you've been coming a long time. You really do come and visit our gym, don't you?" And it took me back to school almost, like I was being assessed or something at the end of the year, and I was just like a parent-teacher meeting or something, and I was just kind of like sitting there going like, just soaking up a little bit of praise. So 117 times I've been to the gym. That's once every 3 days for the whole year. Yeah, or within And then I just thought to myself, well, hang on a minute. I'm not sure I'm happy with the element of surprise in your voice. You know what I mean? Like, why are you? There was just a little bit too much surprise. I was just kind of like looking at myself, going, Yeah, you see something flabby about this? Why are you? And I looked at him. And he was pretty flabby himself, actually.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking, what's going on here? Wait a minute. A flabby person is complimenting me on the amount of times I went to the... Well, this is all a bit... I was going, is this some kind of dream? This isn't... That's not how it's supposed to be. Back home, everyone in the gym just looks amazing, like rock hard, you know. So that when they talk to you, you're just like, yes, sorry, yes, I'm sorry, yes, I should, yeah, I know, it's willpower, I know, I'm weak, I know. So I was in the supermarket this morning, and I went in there. It's early morning, 9 o'clock, right? Now, usually, them staff are slowly being replaced by machines, right? By self-service machines. It's the same in the UK. It's happening here. And I just keep looking at them machines and thinking, robots, you know, you will not replace us. You will not replace us. And I would prefer to just interact with a human, a fellow Homo sapien when I'm buying my groceries. That's just me. I don't want to beep. I'm not. What is this R2D2 shit? I'm not into it. So anyway, but today, the woman, and what it's beginning to annoy me because they've built about 10 terminals. Yeah. But there's never more than 2 people there. Yeah. Right. And the woman in front of me, she was weird because she bought some stuff, and then this other young lad came along, and he was talking to someone on the phone the whole time, like a yuppie in the 80s. You know? He's like, buy, sell, yeah. He's really young as well, like just a kid really, and he's just like talking in a normal voice, like with somebody else, because obviously the person he's talking to is much more important than, you know, the people that are actually in the same room as him. And he was doing all that thing. And then he puts his card on and it was declined. Ooh. Right? And he's only bought one thing. So he ain't got enough money in his account to buy the one thing he came to buy in the shop. That's this generation, man. I wanted to just punch him in his stupid little head. Anyway, so everyone starts getting angry with him. Then the woman in front of me, after she buys something else. I turn around, and there's about 6 people waiting now. Yeah. And I just thought, man, do you know what? I just thought, I've changed my mind now. I can't wait until all of you are replaced by robots. Every single one of you. Every single one of you should be replaced by robots. But I don't know what you're going to be doing with yourselves after that. I don't know what these people that are going to be replaced by robots are going to do.
You know what I find funny about that story is that in South Africa, you have a lot of that. A lot of that, right? One of the biggest problems in South Africa is that there's because there's BEE, which is another word for affirmative action. There's a lot of black people who are getting jobs, right? Yeah. But a lot of them didn't. They weren't raised in a money culture, right? Africa was not a money culture, right? So people are starting to get money, and they just don't really understand how to save. They don't know how to spend properly, and we're living in a consumer-based economy. Okay, so what happens is these guys get a little bit of money, and the first thing that they think about is, I want to go out and I want to impress the ladies, right? You will see these guys, right? They are paying off. They're driving I'd say Porsche. I'll tell you the one story. We get to this garage. We need to put in some petrol. A friend of mine goes and he wants to buy cigarettes, and I see this guy pull up next to us. He's got like a black, I think it was a Porsche. Black on black, beautiful. I think it was the Cayenne. So I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, that's a nice car. He's got a lovely lady on the passenger seat. He gets out and he goes to stand behind. He goes to the shop, right, where my friend is buying cigarettes. So I'm looking at this girl. She's very pretty. She's on her phone. She's probably texting her friends. Oh, so exciting.
He picked me up in the
Porsche, and now we're going to go back to his place. So anyway, so my friend's in the shop, and then I decided, actually, I also want to get some cigarettes. So I go into the shop as well. So me and my friend are looking around, and now by this time, the other dude who came out of the Porsche, he gets to the front of the line. Now he gets to the front of the line and he actually asks the person. He asks the what do you call it? The attendant, not the attendant, but the store assistant, right? The cashier. That's the word. And he's saying in Zulu, but we can understand. And he's saying, so how much are your cheapest condoms?
Oh!
No, it gets worse. It gets worse. It actually gets worse.
How do you say how much are your cheaper condoms in Zulu?
In Zulu, you're going to derail me from the story,
Sorry,
right? So now, not only is he asking for the cheapest condoms, right? Then what happens is the lady tells him the price, okay? And it was something stupid like 20 Rand, which in rubles is about 100 rubles, okay? Then he proceeds to take out coins from his pocket. He counts them and he's like, oh, I don't have enough. And I'm standing there and I'm like, my dude, you, like in my head, obviously I'm not telling this to him, but I'm like, you're driving a car you can't afford. You probably can't even afford the petrol, and you definitely can't even afford the condom. And you use that car to try and get this woman so that you could possibly, like have a night with her, and you still can't afford a condom. Like, that makes no sense. Absolutely no sense. And the amount of times...
I think you're being a bit harsh, man. We've all been there.
No. No. I do not come from the fake it till you make it generation.
You got accused of stealing a joke a little while back.
No, not of stealing a joke, right? So the first set that I did when I came to Moscow, right? I performed, and now let's just think about this for a second, right? I'm South African. I'm African. It's my first time in Moscow. I'm gonna joke about things that I see, fish out of water stuff. Okay. Now, I perform, and it wasn't really funny. Like, people weren't laughing, right? So it was actually like an unsuccessful night. And I get a message from a particular comedy group saying, "Oh yeah. So apparently you were stealing. It seems like you stole some material from what is it? From Trevor Noah." And I'm like, "Oh my god, this is gonna be hilarious!" Because not only do I know Trevor Noah, I also know Louise Ogola, right? So then so I'm like, okay. What exactly? Which part of the material were you at the show? They were like, no. The MC was saying that you might have stolen some material, right? Okay, that MC was actually banned from that particular comedy group for 2 years because he had stolen material himself. So when
quite
someone,
possibly the ugliest man I've ever seen.
When someone accuses you of something, you must always watch out for people who accuse other people.
Oh, so he's the one that accused you?
So he's the one who messaged to, because the people who ran the show, they weren't even there. He was the MC. So he messaged and he's like, hey, this guy took material from what. So I was like, no, what he doesn't know is, one, I filmed my material. Two, I wrote my set out on paper when I actually wrote my set. So I sent the set to the guys at the comedy club, and I sent them the video. And then I even sent them a link to a video reference of what they possibly could have thought that, and it wasn't even Trevor Noah, it was Louise Ogola.
I can't believe what a bitter little shit he is. That is, see, I don't believe it. And he's so young as well. He's so young and he's already that bitter and jealous.
Yeah, well, it doesn't change my life. I mean, literally. Man. It won't change
and he's
anything.
Ugly. He's ugly. Really ugly on the inside and out. The way I look at it is that I heard that somebody can steal your jokes, but nobody can steal your life.
Oh, that's
I can't remember who said that. Was it Omar Jalili? Somebody great, anyway. And he said that, you as a genuinely creative person, you shouldn't really get upset about it, because your life is your life, and you will keep creating anyway. You're like a volcano that it's going to keep coming anyway, and you can just take something else that happened from your life, and then you can just take something else that came from your life. And to get upset just because somebody stole a joke from you, that tells you more about them than it does about you.
No, 100%.
And I just let it go. I don't really care about. I did get upset a couple of times. I did, But it's more kind of just like, oh my God, what a loser you are. You can't even come up with your own material for 5 minutes. It's an open mic.
Yeah.
You can't even think of 5 minutes of your own in a whole week. You've had a whole week. Like, that says way more about you than it does about me. So what do I care?
You know what's a great analogy for that situation is the fisherman analogy. Right? If you have the ability to write jokes, you're a fisherman. You have the ability of fishing. You know how to fish, right? Someone steals a fish from you, that fish is going to last them for as long as they could possibly use it.
Same thing.
But that's it.
Same thing. Mum-z, thank you so much for coming on because, we made ourselves a superstar, man.